Hello YouTube, it's MinecraftToGo here, and today I'll be teaching you how to create your own professional Minecraft bucket server in this series that I will be uploading in the next couple of weeks. And basically, each of these videos will be how to install a plugin for your Minecraft server, which is Bucket, by the way. And these plugins will allow you to run your server safely, and like better if it was just a default Bucket server or the default Minecraft server. So this basically is just with short definition is that you'll be able to run a public server, like the ones you see that have hundreds of players, which you could be having after watching this video. So the first thing you need to do is, if you already do not have a Bucket server, I'll put a link in the description or an annotation probably appearing right around now or earlier, I don't know, that will lead you to my latest video on how to create a Minecraft Bucket server. So this is what it should look like. If it's not exactly the same, no problem, no big problem. So today we're going to be installing the Essentials plugin, which is essential for a public server. There's a couple other plugins that almost do the same thing, but I prefer Essentials. That's what I'm used to, and I think that's the best one. So I'll be teaching that to you. Now we need to download it. So we're going to go to, just search Essentials plugin. Yep. And this will be the second link in the description. And we're going to click a development build, because currently right now it's 2.12, which is for like 1.6.4. But the current version I'm making this tutorial is 1.7.2, or I think that's what it is. So this will take us to this page, and we need a pre-release build. And we're just going to download essentials-full.zip. So you'll click that, and it will download all the essentials, and I've already done that. So this is what it's going to look like. You can open it with WinRAR or whatever you prefer. And we're going to go into our plugins folder, drag all these in here. Okay, and now I'm not going to be showing how to install XMPP or whatever. If you want to do that, you can do that yourself, but that's not really what I'm looking for. This is how to, like, you know, create permissions and stuff for your server. So now we're going to actually run the server, so it will extract the files from the jars into separate folders here, which we can manipulate to create our server. In nerd terms, I guess, but basically this just allows us to configure it. So now it's done extracting the files and setting everything up. There was no errors, which is good. That's what we like. So I think the first thing we should go into is the essentials, and then these two folders, essentials, GUIP, and plugin metrics. So you can just leave them how they are. They're basically fine the way they're configured. And we're going to go into the config.yml. So now this is a very long configuration, but we're only going to go through about maybe half, or a little bit more, a little bit less of this. So don't be too scared. But if you're completely brand new to this, this will help you very much. If not, feel free to skip. But if you have a question, I'd recommend watching this whole video first, because I do a lot of answering in the video. So the first thing we're going to configure is the op color. So basically with Essentials, there's a bunch of little things that they do to make your server better, and one of the thing is they distinguish ops in game. Instead of all the named colors being white, you can set people who are ops to different colors. So it can be 0 through 9 and A through F, and 4 is red, so we're just going to leave it at that. This is your prefix, so if someone nicks themselves, which is a command in Essentials with /nickname or /nick, this will show that they have a nickname and that's not their actual name. Keep this true. We might disable it later further in the series if we put a chat plugin in, or just modifies the display name of user. All right, don't have to worry. If you basically a lot of this is self-explanatory. Okay, you'll be able to do this by yourself. But I'm gonna go through a couple things that I think are important for this type of server I'll be building, which should be just like, you know, a building server with a minor objective. That's what I'm going for. Spawn mob limit. We don't need to this. Okay. I should go to something that is important. Alright, kits. This is the first important thing. Basically, people with permissions to do /kit, which is in GroupManager, which is part of Essentials, which we'll go into later, is these are kits that they can spawn. Now, items, Okay, hold on. There, so kit tools, they'll get these tools here. I'm not quite sure what these item IDs are, but if you want to look up the item IDs, so we can just search Minecraft item ID list, and this should give us all Minecraft IDs. So let's see we'll just see what these are. Oh, by the way, I'm using Notepad++ to open these. You can use Notepad, default Notepad if you want, but that's what I'm using because these read YML files better. So, let's see. So 272. That's what I was gonna do. I'm sorry. A little tired right now. 272. Okay, so this is gonna give them stone tools. It looks like. And what else? Is there anything else? Yeah, okay, just stone tools. But so I really don't want anyone to be getting anything else besides those. So I'm gonna delete these because they can spawn those. But let's say we'll do torches kit. So for YML, we actually need to go into settings and we need to go to preferences. And let's see, we need to go to tab settings here and we need to do replace by space. So this is why you need Notepad++. I'll put a link in the description too if you want this. Because YML, it doesn't read tabs, it reads spaces. And so delay, we can say you can get every torches, now this will be in seconds, so I'm going to say every 600 seconds, which is 5 minutes? No, 10 minutes. And then we need the items that they get, and we do 2 spaces, a dash, and then the items, and so the 50, which is the item ID for torches, and how many do they get? We'll say we'll give them 10 minutes, so we'll give them 5 torches. So this is like 5 torches if they do /kit torches and if they have the permission to do that. So if we check these line up with each other, and let's say for tools we can make this every 120 seconds. So 2 minutes for this one, 5 minutes for this one, 10 minutes for this one. Signs, so these are signs you can enable. I personally like doing disposal signs that people can create, mail signs, let's see, time, weather, balance, and color. So this basically, the color allows people to, it allows them to use color codes on signs. So like here, if you can see this, and for text on a sign, if you put this on a sign, that would make it red. So that allows players to do that if they have the permission, which I want. Balance shows them their balance. Disposal is basically /clear, but on a sign, much safer. Mail, and it's just check mail and stuff like that. And sign use per second, let's say they can only use 4 signs a second, I believe. How many times per, oh, okay, this is how many times they can interact with the sign per second. So every second is 4. So if they want to sell a bunch of stuff, which we will get into with a later plugin, I'm drawing a blank on it, but what it's called right now, but we'll be working, this will be helpful. So we want 4. I just leave it. Backup interval in 30 minutes. Just leave it at that unless you want it sooner or later. 30 minutes I think is good. If you want, set this true to enable permissions for warp, because with essentials you can do /warp, and we can just leave that false. We just want everyone to use certain warps. Okay. Auto AFK. This is 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes, it will say that they are AFK. And kick, when it's at -1, it means there's no timeout. They will stay in the server. But we don't want that after. We say after 10 minutes, if you're AFKing, you're going to be kicked from the server. Nothing personal. It's just it clears lag. That's a very smart thing to have. Freeze AFK players, so this basically makes them invulnerable, but they can't move. I would not recommend doing that. And disable item pickup while AFK, because you know you always have those people on servers who just AFK in a mob trap or whatever, and they just collect stuff. So I'm gonna set this to true, so that it disables item pickup while they're AFK, so it prevents that. It helps your economy from being inflated, since people won't pick up the items. Let's see, cancel AFK on just leave these. Death messages, if you want this, so you can disable the death messages here, so if I don't want people saying that they died, you can set true, or false, and then if you still want it, you can make it true. Okay, so a custom join message, if we want people to join, custom. So instead of saying whoever has joined the server, we can say at. We can just do like, let's see, at, I think E is yellow. Yeah, I think E is yellow. I haven't done this in a while. And we say squiggly bracket username has, and oh yeah, and then we do at F. No, let's do at 4. I don't know what goes good with yellow, green. Okay, whatever. We'll just do at 3 because I don't know what that is. But it's whatever. Has joined the server, and then we can say when they leave the server, this next one, we can say at 3 username at F E, sorry, has left this server. So easier way to distinct who's joining, who's leaving, but you can totally make this whatever you want. This is the beauty of Essentials configuration files. You can make it however it fits your needs. These I wouldn't really worry about. Okay, now we're in Essentials Home. So basically allows people to set their bed at daytime for this. So I'll say that true, because it's, you know, it's always annoying. You want to set your bed, but it's daytime, you have to wait, and you might die in that time sometimes. So I'll make that true. Now set homes not multiple. I just if you want people default, if they have an extra in the permission for the group that they're in, they can have 3 homes. So if they're this, they have 5, and staff they have 10, and we can make like moderators can have 12. We can, instead of just having a generic staff, I'll keep that in there, but and then we say like builder, you can have up to 5 homes or 7 homes, I guess, whatever. It's just whatever. This is an example. You can make this how you need. And what you'll be finding a lot is when you're making new groups and stuff, you'll come back to this config file and adding and deleting stuff and changing. It's a lot of tweaking, but when finally when your server pays off, it's all worth it. Starting balance, you can see how much money, but we're gonna have a economy plugin later, so I'm not really gonna worry about this. Essentials help, I would just leave it like this. Let's see, hide plugins, which, yeah, just leave it like that. Okay, chat, if you want to make it where you can only hear people in a certain radius, like blocks, so we can set like 30. If you're only in 30, that's the only way you can hear me. So if you have a lot of people coming on, you can make it like that, or like 1,000 blocks or something like that. Or I'm just gonna leave it 0 because this is an example. Format, this is good because we can have we're actually gonna work with this later, so I'll just leave it like this. Or unless you want to change it to different colors, but what I'm gonna do in the group manager is I'm gonna have it where names have certain colors, so this will override it, which is not what we want because we want easy distinction. So here, Essentials Protect. So basically, you can block a lot of stuff here. We can block flint fire, for example, and all this. So I want to block a couple like TNT things because that's a huge griefing tool, and this isn't really a griefing server, or we don't want it. So we need to find we want lava fire or fire spread. I say we just keep it on, or block it. I mean, flint fire, we can enable it, so but it won't spread. It'll just stay in one spot. TNT explosion, true. TNT player damage, we'll keep that false though. Same with the minecart version of that. Creeper explosion, no one likes creepers, we will disable that, and so that'll also protect our spawn. Creeper player damage, false. Creeper block damage, true. Enderman block damage, true, and Enderman pickup, true. These are stuff we're preventing. And villager death, false. So this should be everything but lava. Where's lava bucket? There should be a lava bucket flow, or here. Or we do want to disable lava flow because, you know, that's a griefing tool. Now we can prevent the spawning of certain creatures. So if we don't want, for an example, an iron golem to spawn, we can just make that true. And if we don't want bats to spawn, we can make this true. What else do we not want to spawn? Giants, yeah, you've probably never seen them unless if you've never been in a bucket server, but they are there and they are annoying. Okay, so now we can also disable a bunch of stuff here. So we can disable lightning damage. These are all damage. We can do lava damage, so people can swim through lava, but probably don't want to do that. Projectiles, contact, like cacti, fire damage. We can disable thunderstorms, lightning storms, and also storms in general. So if you don't want storms on your server, you can do that. We can disable fall damage. It's really a lot of stuff you can do here. So here, you don't even need to touch this stuff here and here, because we're going to change this so this is not used. Alert on placement, this should be lava and lava bucket, TNT. I'm not sure where 327 is. I think, okay, 327 is lava bucket, 10. So yeah, this will alert on placement of this stuff and on use of items. So that will alert people. It's like, hey, this guy's using, this will alert it to admins. Hey, this guy's using lava bucket. And so you can vanish, teleport to him, and see what he's doing if he's creeping and ban him. So that's good. So blacklist, which block should be prevented from placing, and again, that's all that. So this will prevent that from being placed and items from being used. If it's a lava bucket, you need to place it in both here, because it counts as both as a block and item. Essential spawn and new player. So for the first time they join, it'll say welcome whoever to the server. And we're going to make this, and we're going to put an and F here. So this will say, this D is pink, so it's welcome, and then their name in white, and then to the server in pink again. Spawn point, I'm going to change this to none, so we'll join the default spawn point. Do we want to give users anything on the first join? We can set to anything, just disable it. So if we don't want to give them anything on spawn, we just do this. But if we want to give them that, remember that kit tools we had up there, we'll give them that. And the rest of this, this is the last thing we should look at. When users die, should they respawn at their first home or bed instead of spawn point? We should say false. We want them to spawn at the spawn point. And now if we go, we can go back over here to the kit, as we can kit, call this first, is this two? Yeah, 2 spaces. First spawn, I guess we can call it. Delay. This should be probably like a really large number. So we'll keep it 99. Yeah, so they can't spawn it again. Items, and now we'll give them, I don't know, what can we give them? I don't really remember item IDs. We'll give them 3, which I think is dirt, and we'll give them 30 of it, 32 of it. So yeah, there's your thing you get on first spawn. You can set this to as much as you want for anything, and however many you want. So that's great. So now we are done with the config file, but now that's probably about just the tip of the iceberg in difficulty here. Maybe not length, but we're gonna go to GroupManager now, and now this is a little bit of work. So now we can go to groups, and we need users too. So okay, groups here. Trying to think the best way to explain this. Basically, when someone joins, they're going to be set to default, right? And this is the default one here. We can set it to different. And basically, they'll have these permissions here, and they'll inherit. Inheritance is a little bit difficult to explain, but they're inheriting GroupManager _ default, group bucket default, group essentials default, and group townie default, which is in the global groups.yml, this file, which you can find that in the here. So basically, these sets groups, and then this gives them permission for that group. This is a way to organize it better than just putting it all in here, and they'll inherit it in different worlds too. So basically, I will just leave these as it is here, except for I don't want my moderators to be able to ban people or ban IPs, so I'm going to take these nodes. These are called nodes. We're going to take them out. So I just deleted them. But I want my admins to give it. And the way it works through inheritance. Anything, if we look in admin, they inherit admin, and admin should inherit all the moderators and stuff like that. So I want them to have the ban and ban players. So moderators no longer get it, and I don't want them to be to unban either. I just want them to just kick people. So I have to do a couple more actually, and I don't want them to have a game mode. So this is all about, you have to kind of think it through, like, okay, what does this command? say. You might not understand it, but sometimes you can get it from, yeah. So moderators, I wouldn't give them too much trust, like, because but admins ought to give almost full trust, and your ops, they will have all the commands, basically. So that should be good, I believe. And to remove, like here, we can see that admin, we can have, way to add stuff, you do dash command dot command or whatever, right? But to remove stuff, so that means they won't inherit it from previous ranks, is dash space dash the command dot whatever. And that is how you would remove it. So that's a little bit confusing. So I'm just going to leave this as is, and when we do more plugins later, we'll add the nodes specifically to what we want for what groups. But now, this is the more fun part, I think, here, what we can do. So for the default group, it says build false here. This is under the information, and we can say true, because we want them to be able to build. And the prefix, now this is what most people want in a server. This is like probably the top one thing they want. They want to be able to have people, when they type text or whatever, it says their group in a color and their name in a color or whatever, along this line. So E, that is yellow, so it's default, and so we can have default and text here, and then after that we do space and F, which means after their name will be next with a space in between, and then their name will be white unless they're an op or whatever, and in that case it'll be a different color. So default this and their names there. So that's a little bit of organization. And then it will put their message after that. And we can put a suffix at the end if we wanted to, but I would not recommend doing suffixes, as they tend to interfere with like your messages, and it's a little bit just not good looking. At 2, and we can say builder for this next one, and then space at F. Moderator, we can just do mod, and you don't have to do these square brackets. If you wanted to, you could do squiggly brackets, which is just however you prefer it on your server, how you want to customize it. And now admin, and we do admin at F, and then finally owner, we can just type owner space at F. And now if you really wanted to, you could also put a different color. So we can make this, you can put multiple colors in one word. So we can do at F bracket at 4 owner, at 4, and then after owner we do at F again, which makes it white. Or sorry, yeah, that's right, at F, and that will make it white, and then we'll keep that there. We don't need it there actually, so we'll just take it out. So this will make everything after that white. So yeah, so basically this will be the brackets will be white, the owner will be in red, and the text will be in white too. I prefer having white text on my server to give some, like, manner to how text is working, but if you want to, you can give people different color text by changing this at F to the end to a different color. So I say I want my moderators to have orange text as well, and it'll be like that. So we can just delete that with a space. Make sure you have a space after though, so it just looks nicer. Alright, so that's basically it for this here. And if you want to give them different groups, you can just take out, if you make another group in the global groups, you can do it like this. So for groups, I'll just make a new here, custom. So we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and we will enter backspace, backspace, and we'll do G:, and now what do we want to call our group? We're going to call this, we can do plugins, we'll say, and the next plugin we're going to install is going to be like world edit. G world edit underscore default, and we'll have G underscore world edit underscore build moderator, G underscore world edit underscore admin, and yeah, that'll be enough for now. So we don't have this plugin installed yet, but this is just an example. And we do permissions, and this is where we'd add all the permission nodes. So command.temporary, and I'll copy and paste this. So make sure you have to make it sure everything is in unison. So basically should have on the 2 spaces group, next line 4 spaces permissions, next line, and every line after that should be 4 spaces for all these commands that they're going to be inheriting. And so I'm going to comment out just so I can have a little bit of organization in my code. And we're just, oops, we want it right here though. And we're going to say permission nodes for world edit. So, okay. And basically, oops, I put it at the wrong place. So it should be right here. So, okay, I'm keeping in line with all this other stuff, so so it's neat looking and it's easy to read. And I need them. Okay. So basically, if I want to add more commands, I do dash command temporary2 or whatever it would be, and then I can remove. And in the later ones, I can remove this dash. So basically, what is going to happen here is that at the default permission, which we'll give to our default people in a bit, they will have command.temporary and command.temporary2, and then here you'll get command.temporary, and then after that it will remove command.temporary2, and this one and then this one it will inherit the last one, and yeah, okay. So now we need to do it for all of our groups. So default, we're going to dash group dot world edit underscore temporary, or sorry, world edit. Is it right? Hold on, let me. Oh yeah, default. And then here we're gonna do dash group dot world edit underscore builder moderator. So we don't want to give it for moderator because we didn't put anything for moderator, and that's the beauty of it. Dash world edit underscore moderator. Yeah, okay, in the last two, we're just gonna, or last one, I'm sorry, dash group dot world edit underscore admin. And now if you look, you can see that for under inheritance, this is where they inherit all the groups and where I've been putting it. You see that has moderator, so that's going to inherit the moderator group, which inherits builder, which inherits default. So basically, it's a hierarchy. So if you have permission from the previous group, you have it from all the groups underneath, unless you remove it, which will like dash default, which I would not recommend because then they'll be lacking basic commands which your default have, which you need to run a server generally. Yeah. So that's basically it. And you can, and in our finally in our users.yml, you can give specific people permissions. So my name in Minecraft is MinecraftToGo, so I'll put my name here. I'm gonna make myself group owner, subgroups. I'm just gonna leave that blank, and that's a blank here with these 2 square brackets. And then my permissions, I'm gonna give myself all permissions. So so the way to do all, you just do, I prefer to do it like this way because sometimes some plugins have read it both or one way or the other, and some do it both. So you do single quote, asterisk, single quote, and that'll give you all permissions. So I'm owner, it'll give me all permissions, even though I'm already opt, which I would have all permissions anyways, but it's just an example. And here I can change people to like different, I can give them different groups here manually, or you can go into your command thing and we can promote them with man promote their name and then the group or something like that. So now if I run my start.bat, we should get no errors. If there is, we'll go and debug, which is part of being a server owner. You'll get, yeah, okay, we got errors. Let's see. Alright, where's the first warning? GroupManager error report start GM build. Okay, please copy and paste. Okay. The following file, globalgroups.yml. So we're gonna go there. It couldn't pass the parser. Let's see. So the way to fix this, we're gonna stop our server. And now I'm gonna go reopen my notepad. And so global groups, we're gonna copy all this, And we're going to go to YML Parser. This will be the fourth link in the description, and we're just gonna put our code here. Error, okay. While scanning, okay, so on line 333, column 3. Alright, okay. I think I know what I did. So we're gonna look for line 333. Okay. Here it is. We forgot the colons here. So now if I copy it all again, I'm sorry about that. So, it's just part of being a server owner. You're going to have to debug stuff. And this is a good website to do. So now output, it's working perfectly fine. And now if we run our server again, we should have no errors, hopefully. If we do, we'll continue debugging. Okay, we're still getting errors. Why are we still getting errors? Did I save it? I'm pretty sure I saved it. Okay, warning, users.yml. So, okay, all the files I edited, I kind of broke. So, my bad. Okay. Let's see, what did I goof here? So I'm gonna take this code. Since I couldn't just eyeball it, I'm gonna take it to the YML parser. Okay. While scanning, okay, it looks like, yep. You know what? What I said earlier about the asterisk, ignore that, cause I did it wrong. Just do it like that, or else you'll goof. Alright, are we still okay. So this is my code. Yeah, okay. My bad, I goofed on that. So just delete that asterisk, make sure it's like that, or else you're gonna goof. Why am I saying goof so much? I don't know. Start up bat. Now we should have no errors. Crossing fingers. I don't want to just have to do it another time. Let's find out errors. Hey, okay, no errors. Great. So now we can just type stop, and our server shuts down. Good. So everything's great. Our code is in line with a YML parsing system. That means so it's all working perfectly fine. Awesome, great. So yeah, thank you for watching, YouTube. The next one will be showing how to install World Guard and World Edit, I believe. Click the annotation right around here for the video tutorial. Next, if it's uploaded, which I'll try uploading tomorrow, or if you're watching when I've already uploaded, just click the annotation right now so you don't have to listen to me talk anymore in this video because I'm just kind of rambling on. But thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, or however YouTube deals with personal messages. I don't think they even exist anymore. So yeah, just leave a comment. Thanks for watching. Have fun. Good luck. Bye-bye. Yeah.